Hi everybody, it's Honest John. Now, some states have no income tax, and they tout that fact as something that makes them a more attractive place to live. But what they don't talk about is what they do to make up for that missing revenue stream. It's not like the governor or the state legislature or state workers work for free. So the state still has to bring in revenue. Now, for one thing, particularly in the red states, they depend on federal funding. The red states in particular, for all of their anti-government rhetoric and sentiment, are almost all taker states. They receive much more money than they send to Washington. While the blue states are primarily donor states. So the blue states actually support the red states. Sometimes they just don't provide the services that a state is expected and supposed to provide. Texas, for example, doesn't regulate or inspect its chemical plants. So they are pretty much, they can set up anywhere they want to be, and nobody pays much attention to them because the federal government is not funded adequately to do the inspections that they're supposed to do. And violations are, they can be as low as $30 for a violation that could cause an explosion. People of Texas discovered this when a chemical plant in West Texas blew up, and no state officials had any idea what chemicals were in the plant. So firefighters rushed to the fire and had no idea what kind of fire they were dealing with. Texas also doesn't have as many DMV offices as you would expect in a state its size. As a result, if you have to go and personally go to a Department of Motor Vehicles office, you might find yourself in for a long drive. And the roads that you're going to be driving on might not be in the kind of condition you would expect. Texas has kind of given up on paving a lot of its roads. The main thoroughfares, yes, they keep paved, but a lot of the side roads that used to be paved, they're now gravel roads. Or those states will have a very high sales tax, which means that most of the tax revenue comes from the middle class and the poor. So not only do you not get the services that you need, but you kind of pay extra for them, which is not a good deal for you unless you happen to be rich. And another very popular way that those states and the municipalities within them raise money is through traffic tickets. State and local police departments issue a lot of traffic tickets in those states. They set up speed traps. They issue tickets for technical violations that used to be something that they would just give you a warning about. And each one of those tickets comes with not just a fine, but with fees attached. So just a parking ticket can wind up costing a person hundreds of dollars, especially if they can't pay it on the due date, by the due date. This places the police in a position that they are not concerned about public safety. They are simply raising money by preying on the communities they are supposed to serve. Now, whether or not this contributes to the police culture that we have nowadays that has created so many abuses is not known. But it certainly is not helping them with community relations. So, if you think that having no state income tax makes a state a better place to live, you might want to dig a little deeper. Because you want to know what it's like to actually live there before you make that move. Thanks for listening.